It's finally here. The Netflix for comics has arrived. Or, the Netflix for manga has arrived at least. Hey everyone, this is Kevin the Apptrepreneur, and it may or may not surprise you, but I am a bit of a nerd. I think most people who watch my live streams probably figure that out based on things that I pull up when I want to use an example. I'll show something, it's usually a comic, or it's a movie, or it's a cartoon, or it's something like that. So people know that I'm a little nerdish at heart, but I am growing up, I'm getting married and all that jazz. And something that I have been reading for a very, very long time is Shonen Jump. Now, Shonen Jump is, or was, I don't know how to classify it at this moment, but when it premiered several years ago, Viz Media decided they wanted to basically enter the comics market. There had been other series like Mixine and Smile that had tried to bring manga anthologies to America that never quite worked. And the whole idea behind a manga anthology is that it had several series and people would get attached to certain ones. They would buy the magazines, they'd read all of them, ones that were their favorite, they would pick up in graphic novel format, and advertisers would be happy. They were wildly, wildly successful and went for a very long time, all the way up to this final worn out issue that has definitely seen a lot of love over the years. Oh man. Yeah, this is how comics were meant to be read, in paper. However, paper could not last forever. It was expensive, and the magazine was popular, but not mainstream enough for them to keep it going. So one year, Viz Media had a radical idea. They were going to take the print format, and they were going to move it to tablets and phones. They discontinued the print option and renamed it to Shonen Jump Alpha. And no longer would it be monthly, it would be weekly. And you could have new chapters just days or so after it had come out in Japan. However, one of the big problems that manga and anime, and really most things in general, but especially manga and anime, is piracy. Manga is available free online. It's not legal, but people do it. They scan the books or they make their own translations and they give it away for free. And Viz, probably sensing that something needed to be changed to combat this, decided to do something drastic. Now, I remember years ago reading a letter from the Anime News Network to the Japanese industry saying that basically you needed to have a product that made piracy pointless. You couldn't keep the old model. You couldn't resist the change. The change is here. It was affecting your sales. You need to do something about it. And Viz, I think, has definitely been on the forefront of doing something about it. I think that's one of the reasons why Shonen Jump became Shonen Jump Alpha and then Weekly Shonen Jump, because they saw that the scanlations for the current chapters, there was a need for it and they filled it. But now there is a need for a back catalog, especially for series like One Piece that have hundreds of chapters. It's coming up to 1,000 chapters now, and it's still entertaining. And people aren't paying for it. They're just reading it for free online, and Viz Media decided they were going to do something about it. That's why a few months ago, or was it 2 months ago, they announced that Weekly Shonen Jump would become just Shonen Jump, and you could read the entire catalog of their series, or pretty much close to everything that they've published, for free online. And if you're a subscribed member, you would get the newest chapters first, and you'd get a discount on the digital books as well. Which I was like, whoa. Seriously? I started thinking of all the series that I was reading, and I never quite got around to finishing them because money was just tight, and, as you get older, some hobbies have to go. Manga kind of got cut back a little bit, and I had to really pick and choose which series I wanted to buy. This app would fix all of that, and I couldn't wait to try it out. Well, it's here, and we're going to look at the app. So first of all, this is the logo. This is what the new app looks like, and wait a minute. That logo looks familiar. I could have sworn I've seen it somewhere before. I'm probably thinking of things. So anyway, this is what the home interface looks like. As you can see, they have the latest chapters free first. There we have RWBY, We Never Learn, The Promise Neverland, which I actually want to read, My Hero Academia, which is a big series right now and a very good series. Neolation, I've never heard of it, but it's only got 2 chapters. Maybe I'll try that and get it on the ground up, see if it's worth anything. And all these popular and sometimes not so popular series. These are the latest free chapters. Then they're highlighting read all of One Piece. And One Piece is an excellent series. There is a lot, I mean a lot to digest though. So you're going to be reading that one for a while. Pace yourself. It's going to take a few years, but you can read it all. Then we have what's on sale. Death Note, by the way, is a especially fun one for me. As you can see, it's on sale for $3.99, which, you know, for digital, $3.99, that is a good price. Because Death Note is one of those series that I would like to have in as many formats as possible. I have the black edition, I have the single volume edition. I would like to have it digitally so that I can bring it wherever I want to go. And it makes suggestions. I'm not really sure why they're making these suggestions. I would recommend like Hikaru no Go or Bakuman, which have the same authors and artists, but, you know, whatever. Let's go back. It shows what the new volumes were. Now, this is all well and good, but here's where the big and main attraction, I should say, is the all series. You go to all series, and here's where they all are. Now, you have to be careful because it's really easy, as you can see, to definitely jump around. But let's go to a series that I like. Hikaru no Go. Here it is. Wonderful. You can sort it by chapters or by volumes. Now, the volumes are there primarily for you to buy the books if you want to buy them. But if you don't want to buy them, you can just read the chapters. And how does it look? Well, let's go to chapter, I guess this is 2. Well, it looks pretty good. You can zoom in and you can turn it on its side, which I know you can't really see that well on the monitor, but trust me, you could do it on the side. Now, this is a phone that I'm looking at on, so, and there's a reason why, and unfortunately, that's going to be one of the bad things about this I'm going to have to talk about. But as you can see, it's very intuitive, really great, and when you get to the end of the chapter, it offers you the chance to either buy the book or you can read the next chapter for free. Just start the next chapter. Really intuitive. Now then, here's one thing that's not very good. As you may have noticed, it's not a very good bookmark. Just isn't. You're unfortunately going to have to actually memorize where you left off. That isn't ideal, but, you know, with all this manga for free, that we'll just have to do. Now, let's go to another series. One that I actually think is way better than it. Oh, that's the record button. One series that I think is way better than it has any right to be, and that is Yugioh. Now, the funny thing is, Yugioh is known primarily as a card battle manga, and it's true, but it's also a teen-rated series for good reason. And now, as you can see, some of them say free. That's because those are free whether you're a subscriber to Shonen Jump or not. The ones that say read, that's what you're paying for. If you're not subscribed to Shonen Jump, I think these you have to pay for. But let's go to 4. And again, this is a much darker series than you would think. But yeah, this is I love Yu-Gi-Oh, especially the early chapters before it got all focused on the cards and stuff. Now, one thing you might notice is that they have this little download button. And this is in case you're going on a trip and you don't have an internet connection. You can download the chapters. As you can see, they download fairly fast. Just goes on a little bit. Come on. Gotta stretch out the video somehow, I suppose. And there you go. It is now downloaded. You can read this whether you are online or offline. Now, there's 2 things you have to keep in mind. One, as you can see, the chapter will expire in 7 days. Also, these do take up space on your memory. So before you start downloading, make sure you're going to actually need to have them downloaded, because it can fill up your phone really fast to have all these files. Believe me, when I first got Weekly Shonen Jump Alpha, and I was downloading every single back issue, and I had like a year's worth, it filled up so fast I couldn't believe I had to start deleting it. Now, some people might be saying, where's the magazine? What happened to the magazine? Well, the magazine, to my knowledge, is kind of not there anymore. I mean, you can go to the Shonen Jump archives. These are issues that I've gotten while, subscribed. But I'm pretty sure, here's a message. Dear Weekly Shonen Jump member, I love manga and I've built my life around it from years as editor-in-chief of the Japanese Shonen Jump to leading our American and English language efforts. I strongly believe that manga can change lives, and that's why I'm on a global mission to make manga accessible to the largest readership possible. In the past, we transitioned from a print magazine to a digital magazine. Over the last year or so, we've posted free chapters, and from these efforts, we've learned that free access allows more people to read manga. Oh yeah, you think? We are always striving to improve how we give fans their favorite stories and characters on the same day as their debut in Japan. And now we are excited to announce the launch of a new Shonen Jump featuring free manga starting December 17th. I want to tell you, our loyal members, first. The free manga will be legitimate, authentic, and safe, and it will come out the same day as Japan. You can go to the Shonen Jump website or app and read the newest manga for free. As a paid member, you'll have access to the latest chapters as well as the digital vault of nearly everything Shonen Jump has ever released in English. That's over 10,000 chapters of manga. Please follow the link below for more information. I think you'll be happy to read so much manga while supporting the creators. I hope you'll support the new Shonen Jump. So yeah, this magazine format, from what it looks like, and now it's been a week, so a week's gone by, there's no new issue. So, I mean, they're keeping these up, I think, for nostalgia's sake, plus some people pay 99 cents each for them. But I wonder, does this go all the way back to the beginning, or just, yeah, I think this, no, that's the first issue that I subscribed to. So, no, it just goes back to whatever your subscription was. And then you have the downloads, and if you want to delete your chapters now, you can delete so. Oh, oops. How do you delete that? Okay, you press on the check. That's how you delete it. And then you have purchases, and those are just previews that I have, so no big deal. So anyway, that's the new app. Shonen Jump has come a long way. I still miss the print magazine. I'm not going to lie. I have just always loved paper over digital. Now, this new app, though, fixes a lot of problems. I am looking forward to finally finishing Slam Dunk. I am finally looking forward to checking out some of these new series that I've wanted to read, but finances have been an issue. And yes, in some cases, I am very happy to have a digital copy so I don't have to haul these books around. I will still buy personal favorites. I am going to finish buying the rest of the Assassination Classroom books. I'm only 3 books away. I will continue to buy Case Closed, which is technically not part of Shonen Jump. So I think it's good to have this. I will pay for the subscription, read what I want, and if I have a personal favorite, then I will buy it. Because you know what? I'm getting too old, and there's too many responsibilities coming for me to just be buying tons and tons of manga and storing on the shelves. Now then, there is a huge downside right now. And I really hope Viz Media fix this. I'm cautiously optimistic that they will. But with this new app, some devices are not supporting it. I showed you the app on my phone. Originally, I wanted to show you it on this thing. This is what I use to read my manga, the Barnes & Noble Nook. And I will eventually get the new Nook device, but that's going to be a good day because, unfortunately, this no longer supports the app. So it has the old app on there. I can read the Shonen Jump issues, the magazine issues, but I can't have access to the vault. That is hugely disappointing because I would much rather read it on this than this for obvious reasons. This has a much bigger screen. I hear other tablets like the Kindle Fire HD, that apparently also does not support the app anymore. Maybe Viz Media will fix it at some point. I really hope so. But as it stands right now, that is a huge disappointment. I mean, the fact that I need to go and practically buy a new e-reader just to read it. And I do want to read it on a tablet. I don't want to be reading it on the phone if I can help. That is a major, major problem. That said, the Shonen Jump concept is great. I love that this is what they're doing. And Crunchyroll, by the way, experimented with this to some extent. You get the Crunchyroll subscription. You have access to manga that you can just read. And I always felt that was nice. That's how I discovered Sweetness and Lightning, which was a wonderful series, by the way. And it was a good way to preview series so that I could read them. And if I liked them enough, I would buy them. It's also through that feature that I discovered A Silent Voice and was well aware of the movie coming out. But again, the problem with the Shonen Jump is that it's not on the tablets. And the Crunchyroll app, by the way, was never a huge selection. So it's nice to have a much better selection with Shonen Jump. And I think this is definitely a game changer, and we're going to have to see what it does for the manga industry. But those are my thoughts. What about yours? Do you like the new Shonen Jump app? Do you like the concept? Do you still wish we could go back to the days of print? I love print. I would love to know. Comment below. Like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you enjoy my videos, consider becoming a Patreon member. It's totally optional, of course, but even as little as $1 a month goes a long way to helping the site run smoothly. And as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.